Hello, Mike Fitzpatrick here. I just want to start off with a clean slate with WordPress. So this particular video is going to be with a brand new WordPress installation. You'll see even on the home page, my site is yanukthedog.com, just as a kind of a sandbox site to play with. And there's nothing here. This is the 2010 theme from WordPress, and it's pretty much what comes right out of the box if you set it up on GoDaddy or Bluehost or any of the hosting platforms. What I'm going to do is just select login. You can always type in wp-admin or wp-login.php as this is up here, and you'll get to your login screen. So once we're here, what I'm going to do is just use my password tool to log in. Blank that out in the editing, but you'll get right to the dashboard. And now we're on the dashboard, so I just want to give you a real quick overview of what you're going to see when you come to the back end of a WordPress site and the different tools that are available to you. First of all, you've got your Right Now section, which is going to show you how many posts, pages, categories, if there's comments, anything waiting to be approved, pending, or spam under the comments. The one category here is uncategorized. It's a default. On the left-hand side, you'll see we're on the dashboard. If there's any updates to be made, so any plugins that need updating, the theme that needs updating, anything of that nature, you're going to see it right here. Posts are essentially for blogs, but can be used for a lot of different things depending on how your site's set up. So posts, add new post, categories if you want to create or edit the categories, and then post tags. Media, just what it sounds like. You can upload pictures, PDF files, audio files, that kind of thing into the media. Links, you can categorize links, and you'll see this a lot in blog posts where on the side they have a blog roll or something to that effect, where ultimately all they're doing is grouping a segment of links together so they can move them around on the site as they want, and that way you can change them in a centralized location as well. Link categories is the groups. Pages, very similar to posts. You can add new pages, edit pages, change pages, do whatever you want there. The appearance, here's where you change themes. If you want to go in and change the appearance of the site and the look of the site, you do that. Widgets, we'll get into a little bit later, but this is little bits of functionality. Again, if you see in sidebars on current sites that you go to, or maybe even in the header, sometimes in the site itself, it'll be in the widget area. Menus are the top and bottom, the top menu, the footer menu, depending on the theme and what it has available. It may even have 3 or 4 themes, and menus that only may have 1. But you can drag and drop your items around. So if you want your home page link from the menu all the way to the right, you could move that. Within the 2010 theme, you can change the background color. You can upload the header, or you can actually go in and adjust the code and get into the CSS code and PHP code if you're familiar with that. And some tutorials will walk you through that pretty well, so you can actually change things there if you need to. Plugins. Currently there is, I believe, about 13,000 plugins. WordPress has been going through and purging out some of the older bad code type of plugins, things that just needed to be cleaned up a little bit. At one point it had reached over 14,000 or right at 14,000, but I believe that's gone down. So you can search for a plugin that has specific functionality. So you want to use Google Analytics, you want to use let's say SEO, just about anything any functionality that you want on your site. You can go into the plugins, add new, and search for that. And again, we'll get into each of those in more detail in future videos. Editor, you can edit the plugins if you want to go ahead and change those yourself. Again, might require some programming skills or a really good tutorial to walk you through it. Users, you can add multiple users to your site, have different people contributing to your blog post, or just updating content if you don't have time to be managing that kind of stuff yourself, and have people under your employ or people that you know that you'd like to actually get into that. You can have them do that. Tools, in this case, pretty limited as far as the tools. You can actually upload those as plugins. There's different tools available for this section. Currently, it's an import and an export. So you can actually export a blog or a site and then import it to a new location if you want to just start over, with a preset amount of pages and content. Settings, general, writing, reading, discussions, media, privacy, and permalinks. Again, we'll get into these in a little bit more detail in future videos, but you're gonna, whenever you upload a plugin, a lot of times there'll be settings here. The general settings is where you might want to change the name of the site as it displays on the front of the site. Writing and reading, how people can actually contribute to your site, or how you contribute to your site. You can actually upload iPhone plugins or applications that allow you to write to your blog or website from your phone, from wherever you're at, and then reading how your site is actually seen, what page is the home page, and that kind of thing. Discussions, that's the comments that you'll see on blogs. Media, we went over that a little bit. Privacy is whether or not the search engines can see it, and then permalinks are the actual links of the site. So that's the menu down the side here. You can also change the content here in your dashboard. Right now I've got the quick press, recent comments, incoming links, just some basic things, a blog on plugins over here. Then I can change those under screen options. I can go to the top. I can actually turn off everything if I wanted to. I can go to multiple columns or one column. All this can be dragged and dropped and moved around. A lot of functionality here, and you can play with it a little bit and get a little more comfortable, and the videos will just keep adding on to this really basic tutorial and overview as we go. If this is your first intro into WordPress, you're gonna love it. It's a lot of fun and very, very, very powerful. Have a great day. Thanks.